Welcome back. You're still watching Daybreak Africa. Now we move to the interview segment, and earlier on we promised that we'll be having a guest in our midst. Right now our guest is on standby. He is a social commentator, is a public affairs analyst in person of Ademola Oyetunji, and we shall be talking about the 2023 elections, the women and youth inclusion in politics. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure having you once again.
Thank you.
And of course, you're not a new face to the program.
Yes, I'm part of the family.
Welcome.
All right, without wasting much of our time, we go straight into the questions, as we will be talking back and forth on the women and youth inclusion in politics. As the saying goes that there's no polling unit on social media, neither is there any change of power on social media. So the youth has been advised to lend their voice not only on social media, but in the real sense, get their PVC and vote or be voted for in the forthcoming election, as well as the wife of Lagos State Governor Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. During the just concluded International Women's Day celebration, as she said, women should be officially included in politics. We should have a say in politics. We should have a seat, because there's not been an issue for a long time now that a woman becomes the governor of the state, or a woman is going to become the president of the state. Now, what do you have to say as regards the purpose of youth being in politics? Are you sure we as youth are ready to take over political seats in the country, considering what happened in the last Lekki Tollgate shooting 2020, October 1?
Thank you. Well, this is actually, I think, the second phase of this discussion on this show.
Yeah.
We've discussed it before.
We've discussed it before, yeah.
And this is another segment of it. Youth involvement, youth and women involvement in politics of Nigeria. Let's localize it. That people are agitating for now is not out of place. I've said it before. And we have able youths. We have women, able, capable, trustworthy, that can handle political office. But most of the time, the problem of women and youth not having their place in politics is not lie on anybody's end. It's not even the problem of the society, but it's the problem of the same sect. The youths are working against the youths. Women are working against the women. And I'm saying that because I know. Now, if you see women having the opportunity to lead, I've seen organizations that women run, and they run it effectively well, and they manage their home well. And the organization, they are doing well, as in well. So if you trust any of political office in the hands of women, I know they will do well. But when I say in the hands of the people, the women fold and the youth fold, it's because women don't believe in women, youth don't believe in youth. They work against themselves. And the professional politicians that we have knows that, and they play the politics of divide and rule. We call that's a language in politics, divide and rule. When you know what you're supposed to do to divide, your opponent to gain, that's food, that block of food that is expected of them. Now, what do I mean? The youth, my last conclusion on this show was that the youth, if the youth should vote the youth, women should vote the women. We see what we are going to have. We don't need to ask for legislation for this. It's already there. So, and if you want to vie for post, I will say this with clarity. They won't come and beg you. Nobody will come and beg you. It's you that will say, I want to do it. I have the capacity to do it. I have the capability to do it. I have the intellectual and every other things to run and do it. Somebody had seek my advice 2 days ago. She's been in politics for quite a number in Bayelsa State, and she said she wanted to go for a post, and I advised her, you can do it, but do you have the finance? Because it's very important.
Yeah.
If you don't have your finance and you say you want to go into politics, that means you'll be depending on some people. And if you do that, that's when the issue of godfatherism plays out.
Yes.
Anybody that finance you, definitely you have to listen to them when you get to the office. And if that plays out, we won't still get anything different from what it used to be.
Sorry to cut you short. The issue of godfatherism, let's talk from the Nigerian universities and the old SUG government policies. It is not a new, or should I say fresh update, that almost every youth in the Nigerian universities have godfathers, maybe in the House of Assembly, maybe in the government house, or maybe governors or people, high-profile politicians themselves. And the issue of the women, it is believed that women are always intoxicated with powers. It is believed that women are found of oppressing women. Should we give them a say, considering the fact that these things are not inevitable?
The thing is, when you say women power intoxicated, it's not only women. It's not only women. People are intoxicated with, when they, give them the opportunity to. I can give example to those people, some people that have ruled all in this country, and before they get to the office, they are everybody's people. As in, when they get to just local government chairman or even the councillor of a local government, they change their number. They are no longer accessible. And all of this. So it's not only women, it's not limited to women. I want to correct that notion. Now, even men, even the present professional politicians, as in political officers that currently, now, if they want to seek now, electionary period now, they are very close to you. They will be very close to you.
Yes.
Because they are no matter, they will pick it. But immediately you finish the election, they change the same number you are reaching. They change the apartment, the house at which that, if you go there so and so time, you won't see them there. As a matter of fact, I challenge public now. Those people who are not actually involved in politics now to wake up. And I'm saying this as a patriotic Nigerian and not as a party person here. If you know that somebody has not been accessible, has occupied an office, representing you for a period of 4 years, and that person is not accessible for the period of 4 years that you have trusted him to go and represent. And now electionary period now, because you want to return, now it's now closer to you. You should be wise. No amount of money should be given to you. If you can collect it, your money. But don't, for no reason should you say yes to that kind of politician again. So you know quite well that he only needs you when there is election. So, and you use and be abandoned. So I am challenging those people who are not involved in politics now to wake up to their responsibility. Nigeria belongs to everybody. And like they say, that people have been saying that my vote doesn't count. Vote does count. If it doesn't count, why are the professional politician or political officer that want to return, why are they begging you to come and take money to vote for them? Now new electoral act is now an act, not bill.
Yes,
signed by the president, that from the polling units where you vote, the results will be transmitted to the INEC office. Now, the issue of saying whether along the way they and all that thing is so that means your vote will count the more. But if you are not involved, don't complain that Nigeria is not good, that you don't have good representation. Because the number of people who are actively involved in politics of today, they are not up to 30% of the whole Nigerians. So if the rest of the 17+% can wake up, they can make a change.
Now we've been talking about we're saying the youth should wake up and get involved in politics, be either be voted for or you vote for people. Do you really think it is the youth that we need to change this narrative, or because we've seen some youths who vie for posts and then end up being in positions and then there is no change.
It's actually not by age. I think I made that conclusion the last time about phase 1, and this is phase 2. It's not the age issue.
Because we've been clamoring for youth involvement.
According to what is happening now, we are claiming the current president is aged. And some of the political aspirants say they are aged. And we feel like, we need able-bodied men, strong, viable men.
I agree. I agree that we need somebody who is able who is capable, who have the strength, because it's not easy. It's not easy to govern. As a matter of fact, if you have governed an association before, because I've done it before, I know what it takes.
Yes, I've done it before too. And
human being.
It's not easy to rule. It's not easy to lead. So we need somebody who is agile, who is able. So, and like I said, it's not by age. If we have somebody of 60, 50 that, of course, can do it, that have good antecedents, that is tested, that has something upstairs to offer, not by age, not by religion, not by where the person come from, not by all this fact, not by age, not by gender. If you have a woman that is okay in your local government, and you have an age person, or so to say, experienced politician, because they used to say that again, that they doesn't have experience. I don't know where the people that got our independence, I don't know where they got the experience for, and they fought for it and they got it, and they rule us and they lead us very well. Now the Nigeria of the then and now we could see the difference. So it's not by experience, it's not by age. Now to back your point up, we actually need more youth. But we need patriotic youth. And we don't need the youth that will misrepresent us, like some have done it. We have speaker that have, he was one of the speaker in Nigeria of since 1999. I'm talking about this time. If I mention the name, you definitely know it. He wasn't even married when he got that speakership post. And what is the record? What can we trace to him? We have governors of less than 50, 40 something years in this country, in their state. They could not do anything. They don't have anything upstairs. They don't have anything to do. And some of them are still saying now they want to go for president. I don't know what the question people are supposed to be asking, they anticipated of what we trusted you for. What are you able to do?
Yes.
So that's the reason why I said it's not by age, it's not by gender. But if you have people that we can put them to test, ask them questions. You want to lead us economically. What is the plan that you have? If you don't want to go by this now, what is the thing that you have? Like in my state now, we are coming up with who want to lead us. It's not by you have been a professional politician. It's not because you have occupied one office before. But this state needs to leave the era of, say, civil servant state, and we have to go to Abuja every time to get allocation before we can run a state that we have everything. We have natural resources, that we have tourist center, we have gold, we have tourmaline, we have a lot of things there. So we are asking that question because I'm privileged to be one of the Chamber of Commerce youth or aspect of Chamber of Commerce, and we'll be asking them questions. Okay, you want to rule us? Yes, we thank you. It's not the part of saying you are the political party you belong to or whatever.
Yeah,
so we want to ask you real questions, economic questions. So because that has been the problem of this country, we have things that UK don't have. We have a lot of things that US don't have. We have a lot of things that Dubai doesn't have. But they have what we don't have. They have good leadership, we don't have it.
We throw back to when we've been talking about change of hands. We used to have change. Then it developed and went to next level. And now we are waiting for another official tab that we can use. Let's talk about a little bit of what happened during the last Lekki toll gate shooting, whereby the youth were in one voice. That was like the first time in the history of Nigeria where the youth are in one voice. We have the likes of Aisha Yusufa, we have the likes of Femi Falana Fowles, we have a whole lot of them, Debo Macaroni. A lot of them, they were together. We wanted the end of SWAT, of SAS, then first was changed to SWAT. It didn't end well. So many people suffered in silence. So many people were brutalized, so many people were killed. And the state government came out to tell us that, oh, this thing didn't happen, this thing didn't happen. This in a way has become, I don't want to use the term pullback, discouragement for them.
The thing is,
if we want them back in politics, are we sure they won't suffer for it?
Well, the thing is, if you want to get anything and you don't want to pay the price, you are not ready for it.
I think the payment in our life should not be one of the prices to pay.
Well, yes, but when you are fighting a cause of that nature, things of that happen. We can't. There's no way. There's no two way about it. But that should not deter you from going forward. Now, the unity that youth of Nigeria, exhibited that last toll gate. I mean,
2020, 2 years now.
2 years now. NSAS issue, if they can translate it to political move, so that been a better one.
Like the force in which they came out with
the unity, you know, because it's not actually financed by one. Some are financing, some are actually at the forefront.
Picking bread from restaurants.
Yes, even we have notable people, elderly ones,
but
who
all
actually
the accounts we are
what we are saying.
frozen.
You see, if you want to fight a system that, of course, have the capacity to do stuff for you, you expect such. That's what I've said. There are price to pay. But at the end of the day, they still achieve some level of results.
Yeah,
but that doesn't, it doesn't end there. So I will advise those people to not translate that. Like some people said that, had it been they know what they are, when they are fighting for, they have a pressure group, they have all of this, the likes of the NADECO, some didn't even change from NADECO to be in politics, that they miss it that time. So yes, had it been they turn that to political party and they're actively involved in political party and activities, it would have been a better one. So I'm challenging those.
We learn every day.
Yeah, those who actually brings about that NSAS issue and are able to achieve that level of result, if they translate it to politics, because everything is still politics. Economy, we have to talk about politics if you want to talk about good economy. You have to talk about politics if you want to have a good environment. Crime rates need to be increased. You have to talk about politics because that's the center of it all. So if those people can channel that effort, that energy, that unity to politics, good to go.
But then don't you think that financial implications can be one of the reasons why our youth are pulling back? Because come on my way this morning, I heard on a radio station that if you want to vie for maybe presidential post, you need to have 20 million naira.
Sales of some. And there's no godfatherism won't come in if they don't have the financial constraints.
It's actually not presidential aspirants form is not.
Okay.
It's actually APC, political party. If you want to aspire for the president of the political party, that's what they call 20 million. That's this money.
If you want to apply for
if you want to be president of the political party,
like the
chairman of the political party, that's what.
Wow.
Now wait, when I say that people should be involved in politics, I'm not saying they should just be playing. Who decides this? They are the people in charge. If you want to do something, you want to make a change in anything, it's not by being outside, it's when you are inside. If you have more of people that says, this phone will not be sold for 10,000 naira, but it's going to be sold for 5,000 naira. If you are more in there, you can make the change, right?
Yeah.
But if it's just the sector of people that can afford even 100 million, I'm asking them to come and pay 10 million naira. It doesn't take anything away from them. They can close eyes and, but that's the reason we are asking that involvement of people in politics is very, very critical here. You need to be involved.
But what about this issue of
sorry, the issue of godfatherism being played? I said it. If you don't have financial, capacity and you want to vie for position, you are not. I tell people don't go there. The reason is this: you say that politics is expensive. They use a lot of things. They use a lot of money to do a lot of things. Poster is there. You have to do awareness. You have to do a lot of jingle. It costs money. Now, if you don't have money, you depend on somebody to finance that for you. That person will dictate whatever you do for you. So at the end of the day, but if you have a means of income, it can stand, and you have people that trust you not to be a godfather, not to dictate for you. Go ahead and do it.
And to cap it all up, let's talk about the success of women inclusion in politics. Should we end up having women in politics? Sure. What would they do for us?
They will do a lot, but they will not come to your house and say, come and be. It's you that will come out and say, I want to be. And if you do that, you need to, like the advice I gave the woman that's from Bayelsa that I said, madam, you need to do this. Get your women food.
Don't you feel the African mentality has coined and relegated us to the kitchen?
No, it's not the African mentality. It's the women and the youths themselves that doesn't believe in themselves. Like, the beef that you people have for yourself, even in the workplace. That plays out as well in politics. Oh no offense, she want to cheat. Where is she coming from? Beef, women, palaver, all that. So if you can work on yourself, I'm challenging you now. If you women, if you can work on yourself, you can believe in yourself, trust yourself, there's a place for you.
We can hear that.
Yes, if we can work on ourselves and believe ourselves and not be intoxicated with power and maybe not get jealous or beef each other like our guest has said, then definitely we can be in place of authority. We can be leaders of today or tomorrow, yeah?
The
we say
future.
today or tomorrow
Today.
or the future. We can be women leaders and be very awesome personalities. Yeah, this is where we wrap up on the interview segment, but we go on a short musical time out. When we return, Daybreak Africa still continues. Please stay with us.